Why did Egyptian priests hide this pharaoh's neck for 3,000 years? For over a century, archaeologists stared right at the mummy of Ramses III and saw nothing wrong. He looked peaceful, like he died of old age. But in 2012, a CT scan revealed a secret that had been wrapped in linen for 3 millennia. Under those bandages, his throat had been slashed so deep it reached his spine. This wasn't a natural death. This was the most brutal, high-stakes assassination in the ancient world. And the people holding the knives? They were his own family. To understand why a living god ended up with a slit throat, we have to go back to 1155 BC. Ramses III is the last great warrior pharaoh. He's fought off invasions, he's saved Egypt, but he's old, and he made one fatal mistake. He had too many wives, and he didn't make it clear enough which son was taking over next. Deep inside the royal harem, a secondary wife named Tiye decides she's tired of waiting. She has a son, Pentawer, and she thinks he should be the next pharaoh, not the heir Ramses actually picked. But you can't just walk up and stab a king. He's guarded by the Magi, the elite police. So Tiye doesn't just plan a murder. She plans a coup using the one weapon the guards can't stop: black magic. This is the part that sounds like fiction, but we have the actual court documents, the Judicial Papyrus of Turin, that list the evidence. Tiye and her co-conspirators made wax dolls of the pharaoh. They stole magical texts from the royal library. They were casting spells to make the palace guards blind and deaf to what was about to happen. They literally tried to use voodoo to paralyze security. But magic wasn't enough. They recruited the royal butler, the chief of the chamber, and even the guy responsible for the king's food. It was an inside job on a massive scale. They picked the perfect moment to strike: the Opet festival. It's a huge celebration in Thebes. Drums, music, crowds. The perfect cover for a scream. Here is what the history books got wrong for decades. We used to think the plot failed completely. We thought maybe they got caught before they could kill him. But that CT scan I mentioned, it tells a different story. When the noise of the festival was at its loudest, multiple assassins rushed the king, and they didn't hold back. The scan shows that one attacker grabbed Ramses from the front, while another came from behind with a sharp knife. They cut his windpipe and his esophagus instantly. But that's not all. The scan found something else: a small amulet, the Eye of Horus, inserted deep inside the wound during mummification. The embalmers knew. They tried to use magic to heal his wound in the afterlife. And get this, during the attack, someone hacked off his big toe with a heavy blade like an axe. He was swarmed. The last great pharaoh died in a pool of blood in his own harem. But here is the twist. The assassination worked, but the coup failed. Ramses III died, but Pentawer didn't take the throne. The legitimate heir, Ramses IV, was faster. He seized control of the palace, secured the army, and arrested every single person involved. And the revenge he took was terrifying. The trial records are brutal. They didn't just execute the conspirators, they erased them. Most were forced to commit suicide right there in the court. But for Pentawer, the son who wanted to be king, his fate was worse. Have you ever seen the Screaming Mummy? Archaeologists found a body in an unmarked cedar box nearby. No name, no gold, no prayers. He was wrapped in sheepskin, which the Egyptians considered ritually impure. His hands were bound, and his face is locked in an eternal, silent scream. DNA tests confirmed it. This is Pentawer. Evidence suggests he might have been buried alive, or strangled and immediately wrapped, trapping his dying expression forever. They denied him a proper burial so he would have no afterlife. He wanted to rule Egypt, and instead, he spent eternity screaming in a box of sheepskin. It's crazy to think about, isn't it? Tiye and Pentawer orchestrated the perfect murder. They used magic, spies, and brute force. They successfully killed a god king. And yet, the only reason we know their names today is because of the trial records condemning them to death. So, if you were in Ramses IV's shoes, having just seen your father murdered by your own brother and stepmother, would you have let them take their own lives, or would you have done something even worse? Tell me what you think in the comments.